There are moments when you suddenly notice something strange. You're living your life, but it doesn't quite feel like your life. You wake up, you go through the motions, you answer messages, you finish tasks, you move through the day the way you're supposed to. From the outside, everything might look normal, but inside, something feels distant, almost like you're watching your own life happen instead of truly being inside it. The conversations happen, the days pass, the weeks stack on top of each other, and somewhere in the background of your mind, a quiet thought appears. Why do I feel so disconnected from everything? Not sad exactly, not even overwhelmed, just slightly removed. Like you're present in body, but a part of you is standing a few steps back. If that feeling has been following you lately, there's a reason it can happen. And more importantly, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. That feeling of disconnection can be confusing. Because on paper, your life might look completely functional. You're still getting through the day. You're still responding when people talk to you. You're still doing the things that need to be done. But emotionally, something feels slightly out of reach. Like the part of you that used to feel fully inside your life has stepped back for a while. And when that happens, many people quietly start asking themselves difficult questions. Why do I feel like this? Why can't I just be present like everyone else seems to be? But what most people don't realize is that this experience is far more common than it looks. Many people walk through entire weeks feeling slightly detached from their own lives. They smile when expected. They show up where they need to be. But internally, there's a soft distance between them and everything around them. And because it's not dramatic, it often goes unnoticed. No crisis, no obvious problem, just a quiet sense that you're observing life more than you're experiencing it. And when that happens, people sometimes assume something inside them has stopped working. But that assumption isn't always accurate. Sometimes this distance appears for a very different reason. Disconnection rarely arrives all at once. Most of the time, it builds quietly. At first, life simply becomes busy. There are responsibilities to manage, messages to answer, things that need your attention. So you start focusing on what needs to get done. One task, then the next, then the next. Days begin to organize themselves around productivity, morning routines, work hours, evening habits, sleep, repeat. Nothing seems unusual about it, but slowly something subtle begins to change. Your days start to feel more like systems than experiences. You move from one obligation to another, not because you want to, but because it's what the day requires. And after a while, you stop noticing the transitions. Monday blends into Tuesday. Tuesday quietly turns into Thursday. Entire weeks can pass without a clear emotional memory attached to them. You still function. You still handle responsibilities. From the outside, it may even look like you're doing well. But internally, something begins to feel flatter, quieter, less connected. It's the difference between living a moment and simply processing it. Your mind starts operating like a checklist. Finish this, respond to that, move forward. And when life becomes mostly about moving forward, the present moment can slowly lose its texture. This is often when people start to notice the strange feeling, the sense that they're participating in life but not fully inside it. Almost like you've been placed on a quiet form of autopilot. And the strange part is, autopilot can keep running for a very long time before you realize it's happening. But autopilot isn't the full story, because underneath that mechanical rhythm, something else is often taking place. Sometimes the distance you feel isn't random. It can grow from something much quieter, a kind of fatigue that doesn't always look like exhaustion. Life has a way of slowly adding weight to people. Responsibilities increase. Expectations grow. There are things that need your attention, your patience, your energy. And for long stretches of time, you carry those things without stopping to notice how heavy they've become. You adapt. You keep moving. You tell yourself it's just part of being an adult. But emotional energy works a little differently than people expect. When the mind spends long periods managing pressure, stress, or constant responsibility, it sometimes begins to conserve itself. Not dramatically, not all at once, just in small ways. Your reactions become quieter, your emotions soften around the edges. Moments that used to feel vivid start to feel slightly muted. It's not that your life has lost meaning. It's that your mind has been working hard for longer than it was meant to without pause. And when that happens, the brain sometimes creates a small amount of distance between you and everything you're experiencing. Almost like lowering the volume on a very loud environment. Not because life itself is the problem, but because your internal system has been absorbing more than it had time to process. This kind of emotional fatigue is rarely visible. Other people may still see the same version of you they've always known, but internally, your mind may have started protecting its energy in quiet ways. And one of those ways can look exactly like the feeling of disconnection, which leads to an important idea many people never hear. Sometimes distance is not a failure. Sometimes it's a form of protection your mind created without asking you first. One of the most misunderstood things about emotional disconnection is this: your mind is not trying to work against you. Very often, it's trying to help. When a person experiences long periods of pressure, stress, or emotional demand, the brain begins looking for ways to reduce overload. It doesn't always remove the situation. Sometimes it adjusts the intensity of your experience instead. Think about how your ears react in a loud room. After a while, the noise starts to fade into the background. Not because the sound disappeared, but because your brain softened its impact. Something similar can happen emotionally. If life has required a lot from you for a long time, your mind may quietly lower the emotional volume. Not permanently, just enough to give itself space. This can look like numbness or distance, or the strange feeling of watching your own life from a few steps away. And while it can feel unsettling, this response is actually part of how the mind prevents deeper burnout. It creates room to breathe, room to recover, room to keep functioning while things are heavy. That's why many people who feel disconnected are still able to work, talk with others, and move through their routines. The system is still running, it's just operating in a quieter emotional mode for a while. But here's the important part many people miss. Protective distance is rarely permanent. The mind is constantly adjusting, and even when things feel muted for a period of time, the capacity to reconnect doesn't disappear. It simply waits for moments when it feels safe enough to return. Those moments can be surprisingly small, and they often begin in ways people don't immediately notice. Reconnection rarely happens all at once. It usually returns in small, almost forgettable moments. You might notice it while walking somewhere familiar. For a brief second, the air feels clearer. The world feels slightly more real again. Or maybe it happens during a quiet pause in your day. You look around and suddenly realize you're actually present for that moment, not analyzing it, not rushing past it, just there. These moments can be easy to overlook because they're subtle. They don't arrive with big emotional waves. They appear quietly. A small spark of awareness. A brief feeling of being inside your life again instead of observing it. And even if that feeling only lasts a few seconds, it matters more than people realize, because it shows that the connection was never completely gone. Your mind still knows how to return to the present. It's simply doing it at its own pace, gradually, without forcing anything. And over time, those small moments can begin to appear more often, not because you pushed them to happen, but because the part of you that stepped back is slowly finding its way forward again. There's one more thing that's important to remember about this process. Feeling disconnected from your life can make you wonder if something important has faded. But distance doesn't erase who you are, and it doesn't mean your life has moved somewhere you can't reach anymore. Sometimes the mind simply pauses its full emotional presence for a while, not as a failure, but as a quiet form of rest. Even if things have felt distant lately, the part of you that experiences life fully is still there. It hasn't disappeared. It hasn't been lost. It's simply been quieter for a time. And little by little, awareness has a way of returning. Not all at once, just moment by moment. So if today feels a little distant, that doesn't mean tomorrow will feel the same. Your connection to your own life is still part of you. It may just be finding its way back, one small moment at a time. And if you want to, you can leave a single word in the comments that describes how you've been feeling lately. Sometimes, even one honest word can remind you that you're not the only one experiencing this.